Welcome back to the bollocks series. So, bollocks, do I have patella femoral pain syndrome, which is pain in the front of the knee, which is probably the most common type of knee pain that you can get. So you're that guy who does a load of running, no strength training or mobility work, and then wonder why the front of your knee is sore, aka my brother. Uh, so if so there's a couple of reasons why you're getting this knee pain. So if you look at the top here, hopefully you can see this. So overuse or overload of the knee joint. So your kneecap is a joint as well. So you got your femur, your thigh bone, and then you got your patella, yeah, which floats or sits in this little ridge on the front of your knee. And then you got your tibia and your fibula. So that'd be a right knee there. Yeah. So it's usually either this joint is it's a couple of reasons. Let's just start with overuse or overload in that knee, where you're getting on the underside of it, you can get more contact within that groove as it tilts or presses. Yeah, so where it's pulling, because you get your quads that are here, they attach to the patella. So your quads come down here, attach, and then come down here. You got a tendon there, and then your muscle bulk here. So yeah, if you're running too much, you can get that knee pain. You can get anatomical. So this shape, the shape of your patella or the groove might be anatomically a bit different. It's usually the groove, this trochlear groove, isn't very deep, and it's usually seen in more teenagers. So that's another reason why you might be getting it. You get this biomechanical issue. So if the way you run, so for example, your knees could be turned in as you run. So we got this knee valgus. So if your knees, that's exaggerated, obviously. Yeah. Or your feet might be pronating or rolling in as you run. You might have weakness around your hips that's causing this knee valgus, so your knees going in. So that's just a mechanical issue. And you could get a foot scan to see if it's your foot that's the issue. Someone could look at you on a treadmill from the behind and front, but you need to obviously know what you're looking at. You can have weakness in your quads or your glutes. More commonly the glutes. Orientation, alignment issues. So again, that's talking about the alignment of the kneecap in the groove, and muscle imbalances. So you do have 4 quads. So the theory is that if one of your, say, lateral or medial quads is tight or weak, and it kind of pulls on the kneecap into that groove more to one side, and you get more contact in the back of the kneecap more. And then people usually complain of anything from pain from sitting, where they might have tight quads, and again that kneecap is being pulled up, or tight calves, even hamstrings for when they're walking, they're run. So that's your muscle imbalances. There's no specific tests to diagnose it. Usually the therapist will eliminate ligament, meniscus. They're the easy ones to kind of rule out first. Arthritis in the knee is another one probably that's easy to rule out. So the most clinical test for patellofemoral pain syndrome is getting someone to squat. If you're squatting, it's painful. That's probably the most high value test you can do. And if you've got a good therapist like myself, of course, you're always looking at joints above and below. So you're going to look at hips, not just the knee so looking at range of movement. So a lot of the time, which on my other 2 videos, people have tightness into the internal rotators of the hips. which is again might be causing some of this knee valgus when you run. Then you're obviously looking at the range of movement of your knee and the movement of the kneecap. And then you're looking obviously ankles. You might do what we call a knee to the wall to see how much you can bring your foot up. Your feet as well is obviously very important. If you're pronated or higher, pes planus or cavus, I believe, so flat feet or high arches. And then obviously looking at your gait. So there's lots of things that be causing that knee pain. But if you go to my 2 videos, the 2 of those are specific for runners, the specific videos for patellofemoral pain syndrome, looking at the most common issues being weak glutes and tightness into internal rotation. And they're the 2 key things I generally work on for most people. Again, obviously after I've examined them. All right, comment, like, and share any other videos you'd like to see. Ping a message in the bottom.